Hello and welcome everyone to Roo Hammer's weekly NRL round review. This week we're going to take a quick look at the results from round 20. Before we get started, I invite you all to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel to show your support for the content we create. Subscribing to the channel puts you in the draw to win some exclusive Roo Hammer merchandise, so click that subscribe button now. Rob, round 20, let's jump into it, mate.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Round 20 kicked off with just the one game on the Friday night. That was the West Tigers going on a road trip up to the M1 to take on the Knights at McDonald Jones Stadium. It was the Knights 34, Young with a double. Marzu, Best, Daniel Saifidi, Ponga and Gamble tries. Ponga 3 from 7. And the Tigers 18. Jareen Buller with a double. Coruscant tries. Wakeham 3 from 3. And Newcastle have secured back-to-back victories for the first time in 2023 with a 34-18 victory over the West Tigers at McDonald Jones Stadium on Friday night. Knights star Kalen Ponga brushed aside a rough night in the goal-kicking front. Forgot to bring his goal-kicking boots, clearly. And he set up 3 of the 7 tries and continues his purple patch of form since switching back to fullback. And the Knights, they dominated the first half with 3 tries in the opening 12 minutes and a 4th try in the 25th minute, but poor goal-kicking and 2 tries to the Tigers, amazingly, had the Knights leading just by 6 points at halftime, despite their dominance. Knights firebrand, Jack Heverington, a man we know very well, Warrior 246, was sent to the sin bin shortly after halftime for striking out at Will Smith with a slap. How ironic is that? Will Smith popping a slap. That would have brought a smile to Chris Rock's face, and a high shot after the high shot from the West Tigers 5'8". Brilliant stuff. And West Tigers fullback Jareen Buller, he scored the first double of his NRL career. He was enormous defensively at the back as well. Very promising career for that young man.
Yep.
I did notice that Tyson Gamble played a risky game when he scored his try. See Adam O'Brien blowing up in the commentary box. Imagine if that was Craig Bellamy.
Yes.
And the win has kept the slim finals hopes of the Knights alive, whilst the Tigers, they suffered their 6th successive loss, and it'll be very difficult for them to avoid a second consecutive wooden spoon.
Yeah, absolutely. And interesting, too, that the 2 halves for the Knights in that game were ex-Tigers who were released by the Tigers under controversial circumstances. So, very interesting. Mate, 3 games of footy on Super Saturday, with the first game a return to one of the iconic suburban grounds, with the Bulldogs hosting the Broncos at Belmore Sports Ground. The poor Broncos having to leave the comfort of Queensland for just the 6th time this year. I know. That's 8 games that they've had to play away from Suncorp Stadium as well. So the poor old Broncos. Belmore Sports Ground, mate, it's a very, very special place for me. It's where my dad took me to watch my first live game of footy back in 1978. So always love seeing Belmore on the TV when the games are on. It was an emotional day for the Bulldogs, mate, too, with Josh Reynolds playing his final game for the club in the New South Wales Cup curtain raiser. And no joy for the Dogs this weekend, mate. The Broncos 44 over the Bulldogs 24. For the Broncos, it was Reynolds, Capewell, Walters, Mariner, Williston, Lam, Piakura, Farmworth tries. Reynolds 6 from 7 goals. Katoni Staggs missing with his only attempt. For the Bulldogs, Jake Averillo a double, Preston, Waddell tries, and Burton 4 from 4. Broncos halfback Adam Reynolds produced a playmaking masterclass at Belmore on Sunday afternoon to guide the Broncos to victory. Playing as well as ever in his 12th season in the NRL, Reynolds scored the game's opening try, laid on one for Kurt Capewell, and put in a pinpoint chip kick to set up tries for Ezra Mam and Brendan Piakura in a 5-star display. Tristan Saylor played fullback for the Broncos and was again impressive in the number 1 jersey with 174 metres from 21 runs. And Broncos winger Selwyn Cobbo went on report and was sent to the sin bin in the 39th minute for a dangerous contact on Toby Sexy Sexton, who left the field for a HIA, which he failed. Bulldogs fullback Jake Averillo, he had 125 run metres, 7 tackle breaks to go with the 8th try double of his career. The last time the Broncos played at Belmore was round 2, 1998.
I remember it.
The Broncos won that game 20-12, and Kevy Walters and Alan Langer were the halves in that game, the coach and trainer of the current Broncos squad. So
and
a little bit of trivia there.
And former Bulldog Darren Smith scored a double, including the match-winning try, match-sealing try in that game as well. Yeah, look, the Bulldogs, they tried hard. I actually picked them for an upset. They were looking good at one point, but gee, their defense was ordinary. They let in some of the softest tries I think I've ever seen. So,
Yep.
yeah, you're not going to do much with that kind of defense.
No.
Game 2 of Super Saturday was played at Four Pines Park on the Northern Peninsula, and the Sea Eagles hosting Toddy Payton's informed Cowboys. The Sea Eagles 8, Madison and Parker tries, Cherry Evans none from 1, Garrick none from 1. The Cowboys 19, Cotter, Nene, Drinkwater tries, Holmes 3 from 3, and Townsend with a field goal. Cowboys mid-season resurgence remains in full swing as they beat the Sea Eagles 19-8 on Saturday night for their 5th win on the trot. Amazing after start they'd had. In a performance which was far from perfect with ball in hand, North Queensland were immense in defence, handling long periods of goal line pressure from Manly to claim their 3rd away win of 2023. Fullback Scott Drinkwater continued his strong run of form, scoring his 5th try in 4 games and contributing 203 metres in running. While halves Chad Townsend and Tom Dearden, they ultimately managed the big moments much better than their more experienced opposite numbers. And the Cowboys have now scored 196 points and leaked just 37 in their past 4 games. Look out, top 8.
Mate, the Cowboys are definitely on the up and look certain to play finals footy, which puts the pressure, as you said, on all those teams in the top 8. Thankfully for us, we got them earlier in the season and came away with 2 victories. So I'd hate to be playing them now, that's for sure.
Yeah, you don't want them taking points. Yeah.
Nah. The final game of Super Saturday saw the Roosters hosting the Storm at the SCG. Ordinarily, mate, this would be a blockbuster of a game on the rugby league calendar, but gee, the Roosters are struggling. It was the Storm 30,
Poor
Coates
buggers.
hat trick, Hughes and Grant tries, Meany 5 from 5 goals over the Roosters 16, Tupu a double, Wong tries, Swali'i 2 from 4 goals. And for the second time this season, Xavier Coates punished the Roosters with a personal hat-trick. The star wingers Hall helping the Storm to a 30-16 victory. Just 2 points had separated the sides at the break, with the Storm establishing just a 6-4 advantage. But come the second half, mate, the Roosters had no answer for what their opponents threw at them. Harry Grant, Jerome Hughes, Cameron Munster, they did all the damage after being afforded plenty of space behind a dominant pack, while Coates helped himself to a second half double after opening the scoring with a 90-metre intercept. Mate, for the Roosters, their 10th defeat of the season sees them drop to 14th on the ladder, staring down the barrel of missing the finals for the first time since 2016. Boo frickety hoo.
Yeah, exactly. Certainly struggling, and long may it continue.
Yes.
Okay, 3 games of Sunday footy this week. So we had a Super Sunday as well. The first game was the Warriors hosting the Sharks at Go Media Stadium in Auckland, and that was the first of the 3. The Warriors 44, Watene Zalesniak a double, Berry, Fanua Blake, Metcalf, Nickel Klugster, Curran, Pompey tries, Johnson 5 from 7, Metcalf 1 from 1. The Sharks 12, Hines and Nikora tries, Hines 2 from 2. Warriors recorded the biggest victory over Cronulla, piling on 8 tries for a 44-12 victory. Warriors star Sean Johnson celebrated the birth of his second daughter and his re-signing during the week with a dominant performance against his old club once again. And Johnson finished the match with 3 try assists and 5 goals as he and another former Shark, Luke Metcalf, tore the visitors to shreds. Tune in onto our live show on Wednesday, where we'll be discussing that game in great detail.
Mate, the Warriors' last 3 wins have come with a 40-plus scoreline, each of them. The only game in there was that Rabbits game where we dropped bundle a little bit, but, it's a great win from the boys, and we're edging ever closer to a top 4 finish. Dare may we dream, dare may we dream.
Dare to
game
dream,
2. Yes. Game 2 saw the reigning premiers, the Penrith Panthers, travel to Redcliffe to take on the Dolphins at KO Stadium, a stadium we hold very dear to our heart.
Love it. Yep.
Love that place, yep. It was the Panthers 24, Isaac Tungo 2, Jenkins 2, Leota tries, Cogger none from 3, Edwards 2 from 2 goals over the Dolphins 14, Nikorima, Lemuelu, Tabuai Fido tries, Asako 1 from 3 goals. Mate, the Panthers, they did withstand a late comeback from the Dolphins to come away with a win in this one. Halfback Nathan Cleary, he was ruled out on game day. There was every indication he might play, but he was ruled out, as were a number of their Origin stars who were rested. Isaiah Yeo, Stephen Crichton, and Brian To'o. The understrength Premiers dug deep to fight back from a 2-point Dolphins lead with a valuable away win, putting them back on top of the NRL ladder. It was Penrith's right edge, which did majority of the damage against the Dolphins, with guys like Isaac Tungo and rookie winger Tom Jenkins combining superbly to both walk away with a double each. Mate, the Dolphins, they've been unable to secure back-to-back victories since the opening 3 rounds of the competition, which there was a lot of hype about them at the beginning of the year, wasn't there? But, now they're going win, loss, win, something like that now.
Yeah, we've been saying it for a while, but it looks like the bubble has burst, and you kind of got the feeling it was only a matter of time. But, yeah, regardless, they have overachieved this year.
Yes.
So it's been good for them. It's been good for rugby league in Brisbane for sure.
Absolutely.
The final game of the round saw the Eels hosting the Titans. That was at CommBank Stadium. It was the Eels 25. Campbell Gillard, Penasini, Cartwright, and Gutherson tries. Moses 4 from 5, and Moses with the all-important field goal. The Titans 24. Khan Pereira with a double. Sami and Boyd tries. Boyd 3 from 5. And it was a Mitch Moses field goal that helped the Eels to a hard-fought 25-24 victory in dramatic scenes at CommBank Stadium. It was all Parramatta to start, with the home side boasting a 12-0 lead after 11 minutes into the match. But there seemed to be some Origin rivalry left in the air, with the emotions running high, and dramatic double sin bin allowed the Titans to steal the lead thanks to the 2-man advantage. And a seesawing battle played out the fiery Sunday night clash. The lead exchanged on 5 occasions, but a late try from returning Blues representative, if you can call 3 minutes at the end of a game a Blues representative, still counts. He must have been exhausted from that. Clint Gutherson, no wonder he had so much energy. Brought the score back level to a controversial try, it must be said. And it was a clutch Moses conversion from the sideline, and an even more clutch 1-point field goal that salvaged some pride for the Eels in front of their home crowd.
Yeah, I did feel a little bit sorry for the Titans. They were the recipients of a penalty against them in Golden Point last week when they rushed off the line, and the Dolphins kicked that goal to win that game. And then this week, the roles were reversed. At one point, Tanner Boyd was going for a field goal. Parramatta rushed off the line, and there was no penalty.
Yeah, no consistency.
Yeah. No, definitely no consistency. But that's rugby league. Mate, with the Dragons, Rabbits and Raiders all having the bye, the NRL ladder now looks like this. The Panthers and Broncos, they remain at the top of the table on 30 competition points. The Storm are in third, with the Raiders moving to fourth, courtesy of the bye, but still with a substantial negative points differential for the Raiders. Both teams on 28. The Warriors, they moved into fifth spot. The Sharks dropped to sixth spot, courtesy of that win from the Warriors over the Sharks and the points differential in that game. Both teams on 26 points. The Eels, Rabbits and Cowboys are on 7th, 8th and 9th on the ladder, all on 24 points. The remaining teams all looking like the race for the top 8 spot is all but over, with Newcastle and Manly in 10th and 11th, both on 21 points. The Gold Coast, Dolphins and Roosters in 12th, 13th and 14th, all on 20 points. The Bulldogs 15th on 16 points, and then the Dragons on 16th on 14 points, and the Tigers in the wooden spoon position on 12 points. I think the Tigers and the Dragons play each other this week, so that could be an interesting result. Boring game, but an interesting result.
Huge for supporters of those two teams. Yeah. Okay, guys, don't forget this week's live show will be on Wednesday night at 7:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. That's 9:30 p.m. New Zealand time. And we'll be looking over that fantastic victory over the Sharks and previewing the blockbuster game against the Rabbits on Friday night. And please, if you're a fan of our content, make sure that you like and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss any of our streamed content.
Absolutely. Other ways to show your support is to subscribe to our Patreon program. The links will be in the video description, or just head to our Redbubble store and grab yourself some exclusive Roo Hammer merch. Plenty of designs honouring past legends of our club, current stars, as well as some great novelty prints reliving some memorable moments. I think I'm wearing our Hookers collage shirt tonight. The link to the store will also be in the description below. That's it for this video. Look forward to seeing you all on Wednesday night.
Take care, everyone. See you then.